Good morning. It's Saturday morning, January 11th, 2025. I'm going to do a quick update using HGS Investor. Take a look at the indexes just to see where we are. Now, as usual, any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you don't have the software, you can go to highgrowstock.com and you'll see a link for a free 30-day trial where you don't have to enter a credit card. All right, I'm just opening HGS Investor and I'm clicking on the designer to bring it up. Then I'm going to go over here to my market analysis user groups. Under my user groups, and I'm going to click through to the warehouse, which brings up this list of stocks. Now I want to make sure that I'm in the correct view. So I'm clicking on the quick pick menu. I'm going to the top-down market analysis, number 1 top-down analysis indexes and ETFs, and I can see where the strength and weakness was yesterday based upon the percentage price change. And you can see the Ultra VIX has jumped up pretty dramatically over the past few days with the volatility. I'll bring up a chart, see what chart's coming up here. I'm going to go to my most used charts. I'm just going to look at a daily chart. And with the end of day, it's pretty hard to see here, but the percentage move has been pretty great this week. But an easier way to do this is just to look right here since the beginning of the week, 18.5% on the Ultra VIX. Natural gas is up because it's cold. You look at the gap up here. This is a wild market, of course. Oil is up. So as you can see, commodities are up. You can see that this is a good way to get a quick read on the market because it shows me what's up and what's down. The weakest ETF on Friday was the regional banking. And if I go over here and look at 5 days, it's only down 2.3, but 4.2 since the beginning of the week, which is Monday. So most of the damage was done yesterday. Looking at closer look here, you can see that the energy sector was up. And if I wanted to look at the individual stocks in here, and I'll just drop down there quickly. I go down to number 7, and I find XLE, the energy sector, and it shows me the stocks that were up yesterday. Now, if you look down this column right here, the days since the crossover, you can see that most of these energy stocks crossed over several days ago. And the index itself crossed over 8 days ago. Now I'm going to change the chart here, just go up one chart. And here was the crossover right there. So you can use these the indexes to keep track of when the crossovers are, and that works for this group and for all of the industry groups. I want to point out that there were strength seen was coming in right here and a confirmation of that strength, and that happened before the crossover. Now, if I would like a quick look at which of these stocks are the strongest based upon the fan, I'm in my top-down analysis view, but if I go down to my scorecard view under my name, number 1, this shows this combo sorts on the VPA trends combo that I put together a few weeks ago. So it tells me the strongest stocks based upon these fans are at the top of the list, and there's only one with all of the VPA fans positive. And let's take a look at Q2, and you can see that it's a really nice, strong chart. That's just a little aside. I'm just showing you how quickly you can do this. So let's go back down to top, go to top-down analysis. Then I'm going to go back up to my Market Insight ETFs. Now I'm going to look at the broader markets, but before I do that, I want to go down to the industries, folder number 6. Then I'm going to click on the quick pick, and under the HGSI top-down process for views for HGSI, I want to see which indexes were up today or yesterday, and you can see that there were 22 up and 149 down. So it was a very weak day, to say the least. Now in this warehouse view, you can see the number of securities in an industry right here. This is the index is up, and I'm going to change to the industry group. The index group is the index that's generated by HGSI, but the industry group's the actual classification. So I'm going to change to that, and then I'm going to just move down to number 7, top down, percentage price change up, end of day, stocks and groups. And that shows me the stocks within the security services that were up yesterday and the gains. I'm going to bring this up, and I have no idea what's going on with this stock. There are no earnings in there, but you could look at the news. But there's obviously demand in this stock, so I put it in my watch list for Monday to track it. It's very volatile. There's another one here. This is a less expensive stock, but there's some movement within this group. I'm going to go back, and I could go do the same process going down with all the other stocks in the group, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to my top-down analysis, and I'm going to... Actually, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to stay here in the HGSI generated indexes, and we're going to drop down, or go up to the major indexes, the folder just below the Market Insights. And these are the indexes that I update every Saturday just to make sure everything's current. And let's see where we are here. So if you use this view for the HGSI generated indexes, you can go to number 3, and it shows you the advancing issues versus declining issues. And out of the main indexes here, the S&P 400 was the strongest, but it was decidedly negative, with 17.21% advancing and 82.79 declining. So it was a pretty miserable day. Of all the indexes in here, you can see 100% of them were down. Now, what I want to do here, I'm going to keep this video short, but I want to take a look at the S&P 1500. I'm going to run through some of my charts, and where you go here, you go to the HGSI index charts and take a look here, and I'll point out that you can see that more money flowed towards the E distribution. It was E. It's currently on D, but it's shifting back up. When you get a real market sell-off, is strong when you're going to have these peaks like this, and we're heading back up. This is A and B. I'm sorry, that was D and E, and then this is A and B, and a lot of distribution has taken place, obviously. Okay, this is just the rotation. Chaikin chart, like I said in other videos, I don't use it that much, but I've had it in here and I hate to remove it. This is based upon a 21-day Chaikin money flow. It just doesn't tell us a lot. Okay, advanced decline line on the S&P 1500. The numbers are over here on the left. 218 advancing, 1276 declining. The percent above the 20, 30, 50, and 200, the numbers are right here. Only 20% of the stocks in this index are above their 20-period moving average. But rather than the numbers, it's just, well, in conjunction with the numbers, just look over here and you can see the money flow in and out. And we're obviously oversold, and you can tell that with the Bollinger Bands, but it doesn't mean we're going to bounce. Not necessarily. So, okay, potential buy sell. You can see there are some signals generated. This is a rose colored. It isn't solid red because the advancing volume and declining volume did not get up to 5-1, but it's at least 3-1, which generated the rose. So a sell signal here. This was a weak buy signal here. This is kind of a weak sell signal here. Just not everything has lined up yet. I'm going to skip the next one. It's the same thing, but without the fan in the bottom portion. Here's the AD line on the S&P 1500. This is a percent above the 50, and it's just a bigger picture. And then this bar chart is a colored chart. It shows the trends down, down, down. Next one, I have all this information up here. I like to look at this and just run through some of the charts. Here's that 14.5% advancing, 85% declining. All the trends are down. It shows you where the accumulation distribution is for any index. Here's A plus B is 11.94, not real good. Percent above the moving averages is all in here. A lot of information in here, and I'd like to just flip between indexes to see this information. Now let's go to the NASDAQ 100. You can see the trends over here. The long-term trend, the fan is still up. You can see that 200, 100, 50, and 18. When the 18 goes down through the 50, then the fan would be in neutral territory. And to be down, all of these would have to reverse. So we're a long way from that. But we're, let's see, long is up, medium's down, short's up. Percent, 33%, which means that one of these is down, one of these VPA trends. Okay, let's move on. I'll go back to the S&P 1500 though. Actually, let's look at the Russell. All of these are down, just really weak. Here, look at this AD line on the Russell 2000. Force indexes are both negative. McClellan oscillator, the summation index is at the bottom. This is turned down. This is a 19-day analysis. I just generally look at this for extreme oversold conditions. And finally, accumulation or distribution acceleration, everything's red here. So not looking real good. I know a lot of people are probably waiting to jump in thinking it's going to bounce, but I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. But if I am interested in some stocks, I will be looking at strength and not weakness. Now let's take this S&P. Before I sign off, I'm going to go to the index group and going to go to my daily scans. Here's the end of day sorted on raw combo, and you can see all of these. The fan is up. Now let's do a secondary sorter. I've got VPA signal in here as a sort. I want to clear this out and put none in here. So that clears the two secondary sorts out. And now in this, I'm going to put in RS rank, whoops, typo. And this is going to sort these with the fan up by, or with the RS rank going to the top of the list. So let's do that. You can see that it changed. Geo is on top. I want to change to a different chart here. And that's how quickly you can find strong stocks just by using this scorecard view with the VPA trends. Let's flip through a couple of these. Look at these. Look at this strength in these stocks here on a terrible market day. Okay, once again, this is using my scorecard end of day view, and the combo is under my name, most used combos, VPA trends up, and then I did a secondary sort on relative strength. And you can actually put a third sort in here, like percent, price change. This may change a little bit. You can see that it changed. So fan up, high relative strength, and then sorted by percentage price change after the relative strength. So this stock was up 0.4%. Okay, that's it. I don't want this to be too long, but I did want to do a quick market report. Thank you for listening.